Mnauliza? Actually, nilipata summons vile tunation ilisema jana last week, but I was with my family in Dubai. Then I decided to write back to EACC. Then I chagua tukua nikuje leo, and I want to thank the detectives. Actually, I'm not an investigation, but I was summoned as the CEO to come and shed light. We took long because we recorded 13 statements. There are 13 companies involved. They are questioning the procurement process. There are even some documents we've deposited. This is the letter they have received, the documents which we have given them. This is a matter that was previously raised by the Environment Committee of the Assembly, questioning how some of the companies were awarded tenders without a proper qualification and due process of the law. I, as the CEO of the county, I do not sit in the procurement committee. I am not the accounting officer, but I've got the general responsibility for my state officers. Now, when the Honorable Departmental Committee on Environment raised an issue on the procurement of these particular companies, what I did, I decided to blacklist the companies. We blocked their payments, and at some point all the companies' directors were summoned to appear before the Departmental Committee on Environment. When these directors appeared, the committee cleared them, that they were through with their investigations. The first letter was sent to the county on 5th of March, but this was not a comprehensive explanation on the conclusion of their oversight investigations they were conducting by them. We are not impressed by this. We didn't pay the companies. They did another letter dated 22nd of March saying you can now go ahead and pay the garbage collection contractors. But this was already overtaken by events, because once the issue was raised, I decided to cancel the contract of the accounting officers. The Minister of Environment, we never renew her contract. The Chief Officer of Environment, who is the accounting officer who oversaw this process, I never renew his contract. The County Secretary by then, I also never renew his contract. So I had stamped authority from before. So mine was just to shed light on these companies, the 13 companies, which I even mentioned here. So I was recording a statement on each and every to shed light. And as I've stated earlier, that I do not have control over the procurement processes in the county. That is being done by procurement officers and accounting officers. So that was my statement for today.
Maybe questions. You said
the entire issue was raised by the Departmental Committee on Environment, as they are mandated by the Constitution to do oversight to the executive. So they were discharging the oversight work. In the process of discharging the work, they found some just simple irregularities. For instance, a company is supposed to have experience of 1 year before getting a contract or a certain contract, but there was public participation was there. Everybody, all the competitors or bidders were invited. They came. I am not conversant to that process because mine is just the CEO. It is just like, maybe for example, I'm not kujiweka sawa na rais, but during the investigation of Henry Rotich, the blunders which were there, the president was never summoned to record a statement. It does not involve the president. Us is to give maybe kazi for these ministers and accounting officers. We delegate duties for them to do what they're supposed to do. So that is what I've clearly explained. So maybe there'll be someone, or others have already been summoned, to come and shed more light. Why did this happen? But the problem is the process of some of the companies. The process was not okay.
What is the status of these companies involved in this issue? Are they still operating in the county?
I had myself as the governor, I had stamped authority. Authority number one, I never renewed the contract of the minister involved. Number two, the chief officer, equivalent to a PS, I never renew his contract. Number 3, the county secretary, I never renew his contract because they were mandated by the law to do ile kazi ambayo ni madelegate kufanya. Some of these things are being done behind our back, but I had blocked the payment, and I've exhibited 2 letters from the chairman of the committee. Letter number 1 telling me the investigation proceed and pay, but this was just a 2-sentence letter. I refused, and by then there were no investigation from the EACC or DCI, and I do not have prosecutorial powers of arresting the people who flouted the law. But since it is the departmental committee mandated by the constitution to raise this issue, I decided to be firm, and I stamped authority by sending home those people who are accountable for this procurement process. I never renewed their contracts, and I blocked payment for these particular companies until a time that this letter now was written to the executive. This is a very comprehensive letter by the same committee which was conducting these particular investigations, telling us now you proceed payment of garbage collection contractors, and even the companies are being mentioned here. It is after this letter ndio payments zilipeanwa na kazi zikaendelea. Now we are waiting for the outcome of the investigators. In case they are found to have flouted the law, we will blacklist them and do another procurement exercise, free and fair. We give the job to other companies.
Governor, let me draw your attention to the 162 million that the public accounts.
There is no misappropriation of funds here because all these companies, they are working. In fact, compared to, because the real question is starting from April 2017, of which I was not the governor. Immediately I was sworn in as the governor, there are companies which were there, which were collecting garbage on behalf of the great city of Nairobi. And we find that what was being charged that time was on the higher side. It was very expensive. For instance, Creative company which was collecting garbage within the CBD was charging us 393 million. Now this company which came Aende is charging the county 202 million. So we saved the county 120 million per year. And you see if you look at the section 178 of the Public Procurement Disposal Act, you'll find it explains that everything was being done in goodwill. The only problem it is that I don't sit in the procurement committee. I'm not an angel. These small errors to know them. So it was just a simple investigation. I was supposed to shed some more light on this, and I took time more than 2 hours because the companies were many, over 13. I had to write statement of each and every company. How do I know? But because I don't sit in the procurement process, as I've said.
Thank you.
Another question. The total funds, how much money is involved?
But it's normal. The budget has been set. For instance, CBD, 1 year is 200 million. Divide that by 12 months. It is 10 million. It's just people make things to be serious for nothing. This money is not paid in at once. So chukua the number of months that tumeanza times, if a month is 10 million, times 10 million. That is the amount which has already been paid. Yes. Thank you very much.